भारत माता की जय।
Can we request everybody to please mute themselves? The future is closer than you think. You can pay attention now or watch for the transformation happen right in front of your eyes. How beautifully said. DDMT program is one such future calling. I shall now introduce and invite Mr. Arun Subramanyam, who is the Chief Mentor of DDMT program. Mr. Arun Subramanyam is a cognitive science and implicit teaching specialist, helping trainers, coaches, and mentors enhance their capability to engage, influence, and transform their participants, coachee, and mentee. He helps professionals and business leaders with their presentation techniques on the platform to gear up for accelerated growth in the digitalized world. He is also a success coach, mentoring professionals to increase their performance, create an identity for themselves, and transform into influential leaders. He has experience for over 4 decades in corporates with more than 26 years as CEO. As a senior management team member at several leading companies, he has built and managed organizations in the face of significant regulatory, technological, and industrial change. These experiences have given me a ringside view of shifting paradigms in business and strategies that need to be employed to address them effectively. He has conducted over 500 management development workshops featuring professionals from varied industries in design thinking, branding, team management, performance enhancement, change management, leadership, strategic decision making, value proposition, etc. His the online trainer course, Diplome Master Trainer, is very popular with trainers, professionals, and the elderly. They have benefited immensely in creating transformation in their program participants and their program attendants. Professionals have benefited from Diplome Master Trainer by developing impactful presentation techniques in their companies and creating an identity as influencers. Without much ado, let us call upon Mr. Arun to start his introductory webinar on Train the Trainer program driven by cognitive science and implicit learning techniques. Mr. Arun, the virtual stage is all yours.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Intention drives energy. Let us create within us the intention to attain the highest possible level of expertise, and may Lord Ganesha remove all obstacles in our way to achieving our objectives. Talking of objectives brings us to the Bhagavad-Gita, where Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that we are kept from our objectives not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. Friends, We should never be satisfied with anything less than the best in everything. Everything that you have decided to learn and master. So don't put a block on your learning and your capability to achieve the highest level by being satisfied with something less than the best. This is precisely what our program, Diplome the Master Trainer, all about. This is precisely what the program, Diplome the Master Trainer, does. Bring out the best in you, and that is very essential today in these changing times. Friends, I'll request you all to keep yourself muted so that it does not disturb others. Now, getting back to the program. It all began a long time back, but got unimaginably accelerated when the pandemic struck India in mid-February. By late March, there was complete lockdown. And as it progressed, lives started sliding into fear, despair, and uncertainty. Locked at home, not knowing what was going to happen, people were becoming mentally ill. Mentally ill. Something which is much more dangerous than becoming physically ill with COVID and falling sick. You and your family were now faced with three major challenges. The first was how to keep yourself and your near and dear ones safe and see out this period when there was mass chaos and catastrophe. The second was how to ensure that the income during this period is not disrupted. Companies were closing down, downsizing, businesses were seriously affected, facing shortage of funds, disposable income was going down, and people were being affected right, left, and center. While this safety and income was a major issue, something else was changing drastically. The world was going digital. There was massive digitalization going all around. This meant that things were not going to be the same. As per McKinsey Global Institute, a division of McKinsey and Company, the world's #1 business consultants, the future of work was fast changing, and a new and more sophisticated skill was necessary for the future which was approaching during and after the COVID. It was absolutely essential to adjust to the changing job market. In short, be you a professional or an aspiring trainer, you have to adjust to and respond adequately to the changing times in the marketplace. While United Nations is vociferous in its affirming that the new normal in the wake of the pandemic is going to be digital in nature, the World Bank further affirms that today's lessons learned from the world going digital are the governing principles by which our future will be run tomorrow. There are principles of tomorrow which are very different. You may think, what is so special about the virtual platform? It is like any other means of communication. Well, let me tell you, friends, that communicating on the virtual platform is quite different. That is why Harvard Business School, the Harvard Business Review says that the virtual platform is presenting a weird world, a world which is weird because of its complexities in communicating, learning, and teaching. You need special skills here. Knowledge and understanding of cognitive science and implicit learning is very important to master if you have to survive on the virtual platform. That is the reason why the premier colleges all over the world are laying so much of emphasis on virtual presentation and communication in the business world. Harvard Business School, in fact, has started teaching its students how to excel with their virtual presentation. Well, just imagine, if Harvard Business School starts teaching, can Stanford be far behind? Not to be left behind, Stanford is providing tips and techniques for a confident and compelling presentation. The Stanford lecture talks of this because this style of communication is very different from person to person classroom communication. Here you see the Stanford Business School giving 10 tips on how to give an effective virtual presentation. You need to know that before you go online and communicate with your colleagues, your customers, your program participants. Well, on one side we had Harvard, on the other side we had Stanford. To make up the triangle, it is now the turn of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. MIT, as you all know, is the #1 educational institution for technology. It talks about how, even as the situation is becoming normal, the world has totally changed, and what professionals need to know about the changes brought about by the virtual platform. They go on to discuss what you need to do to shine and excel on the virtual platform, whatever your profession may be. Be you a professional, a trainer, or just an ordinary business person. You need to know how to handle and shine on the digital platform. When I say this, it's only natural that you should ask why. Why is the world giving so much importance to everything going online? The world as we knew it in 2020 or before that is not the same, and it is going to be very different in 2025 and onwards. Something weird is going on. What is it? The world is seeing a technology explosion into the world of digitalization. That brings us to the question, so what? What do we do about it? What has it got to do with the new normal? So how do we transition into it? How do we master all the requirements of the new normal? We can answer this question with yet another simple yet profound question. Among the various factors that are responsible for human evolution, what is it which is the most important? What is it which has really changed the way man has evolved? That one thing which is very, very robust, so robust that traditional disease cannot touch it. Unconscious processes that are so robust that when it comes to disorder and diseases, nothing can touch it as compared to the conscious processes. What is it which is age independent, is relatively unaffected by age and development? People of every age can adopt this methodology to learn. What is it which has got a low variability compared to explicit learning, the learning that we are habituated to in classroom where teacher gives us information? What is so special about this that people of every ability can gain knowledge? And moreover, it is IQ independent. It does not matter what your IQ is. You can still learn. You can still be a master. And above all, it is common to all species. Will any one of you kindly mute and tell me, what is that learning method which is so robust that disease cannot touch it? Age cannot hamper the development of anything. Be you a 10-year-old or a 70-year-old, you can learn, both of you can learn equally. There is low variability. All people can equally learn it. It is IQ independent. It does not matter what your IQ is, whether you are in the 97th percentile or 65th percentile. The learning is the same. It is common for all species. Will any one of you unmute and tell me what it is? Am I hearing an answer? It is implicit learning. Implicit learning, that which has always driven our learning in our life from the time we were born. It formed a major portion of our learning, and in most pandemic era, we, due to circumstances, are going to have to depend upon implicit learning to acquire our knowledge. This is how man has always learned and developed. Let us move beyond definition and understand what implicit learning or incidental learning is all about. You see here two children building a sandcastle. They have built quite a good structure. Which school of architecture did they go to study? Which college of engineering do you think they must have attended? And who their professors and what curriculum must have been there which taught them how to build the sandcastle? You're right, my dear friends. No college or university would have them at such a young age. But their learning goes on through the process. We just now are trying to define implicit learning by seeing, learning, adapting to the surrounding, using what is there in the surrounding, the learning of complex information in an incidental manner without being aware of what is being learned. That is implicit or incidental learning. And how does this occur? It occurs as you see. You can see here the child observing his mother. At a distance, his father is bringing water in a vessel. If you observe, you will realize that the sand tower that is there in front of the child resembles the vessel which his father is carrying. If sand is put in that vessel and inverted, exactly this sort of a tower will be formed. This family pastime on the seashore is becoming a learning for the child. This type of learning is called implicit learning or incidental learning. This is what is going to help us during these periods, because this is the learning which is permanent in nature, which disease cannot touch, which age cannot affect. Nothing can affect it. Once it goes in, it stays with you. So if at all you have to learn something which is permanent in nature, the solution is implicit learning through the science of cognition. Implicit learning occurs through passive, incidental methods and automatic acquisition. Adult learning till now was explicit in nature. A teacher used to stand at the head of the class, give you information, and at the end of a certain period of time, he used to ask you questions or give you a question paper and test your ability to retain and recall. Not much of thinking was going in. Not much of applied knowledge was there. It was just rote knowledge. This will not work in the future because the future has changed. What has changed now is you are now all going to be a part of digital learning or hybrid learning, where self-learning is very, very important. A teacher can no more give you the information, you will learn and you will recollect. The teacher's job going forward into the new normal is going to be show you the direction in which the knowledge lies. You will have to go and get it. That is what is called finding out information, self-learning, learning through the community of inquiry. These familiar cues and routines disappear on the online class. The teacher will not be able to see you. You will not be able to see him. The biggest challenge then is what gets communicated, learned, and what does not. How do you communicate knowledge? What gets communicated, what does not? What kind of stimuli do people hook on to? And why do they neglect others? Why is it that all stimuli, which is created by the teacher, the trainer, or the manager communicating with his subordinate, is not sticking? Why is it not getting hooked? Why are some broad classes of associations formed with ease and others with labored trial and error? What is going wrong? Look at this video, my dear friends, and you will agree with me that the level of expertise shown in this video cannot be learned in the classroom, cannot be learned through explicit learning. See this video. This is what implicit learning and expertise acquired through implicit learning looks like. Here, the person is able to measure the distance through a simple phenomenon called muscle memory and automaticity. And this comes by learning implicitly. He developed it through implicit learning. Whatever we do, we should do it to the best of our ability and capability in such a way that the world is stunned with appreciation. This sort of expertise has become very important in the new normal, because in the new normal, the whole thing is going to be tech-driven, and there are going to be opportunities for very few people at the top. Pew Research Center says that experts believe that the new normal will be in by 2025, and that will be far more tech-driven, presenting very big challenges. 2025 is just 3 years away. You saw for yourself how the leading universities have already started gearing up and including in their curriculum and career centers the essentials to prepare their student for the changes, for the online communication and presentation techniques. That is because we were in a world of explicit learning, person-to-person interaction, meeting a person, evaluating him by seeing and interacting with him, talking to him and understanding through inputs gathered through visual mode and personal physical assessment was of great importance. How many times in our life have we used the phrase, "Let me meet him first before deciding"? How many times have we said, "Let us meet first before finalizing"? But my dear friends, going forward, that is not going to happen. But now, slowly, we are transiting into a virtual world. Meetings are going to be conducted online. Discussions and presentations are going to be online. Purchases, commerce, and even medical treatments, surgery, legal matters, everything is going online. And on the online platform, communication is going to be addressing the implicit organs, that is your subconscious. In other words, we are transiting from explicit to implicit world. Going back to our earliest childhood, the period when our learning was the highest and permanent in nature, from a world where information, knowledge, support, well-being, everything was served to us by the teacher in the classroom. Now we are going back to that time when nobody had time for us, but we learned about the world, asking ourselves. We found the information and knowledge ourselves. We found support from within, emotional well-being by understanding the nature of emotion itself without the help of others. That is what implicit learning all about. In other words, we are transiting from explicit to implicit world. We have to understand implicit learning and cognitive science and how it can help us. In fact, this question must be uppermost in your mind. Given the circumstances into which we are moving or have already partly moved into, which category of people need to equip themselves with an understanding of cognitive science and implicit learning? The first are those who are seeking employment. The second are those who are already employed. They need to now understand how to drive their communication implicitly. What is the science of cognition behind interpersonal relationship? Trainers and coaches, they are no more going to be conducting training offline in the classroom as frequently as they used to earlier. They will have to transit onto the online platform if they have to make a worthwhile career of training, coaching, and mentoring. And above all, the elderly, the retired, and the experienced. You must be wondering, what is this man talking about? What is he talking about when he says that the elderly need to learn implicit learning and cognitive science, and why? Let us look at each of these separately. IFRI, digitalization in the post-COVID world, views from Japan and Europe has observed that the whole world is going to be totally digitalized. Once you master cognitive science and implicit learning techniques, you will be able to kill the online interview process. And then after getting into the company, right from day one, you will hit the deck running. And you will be ready to take on your duties and responsibilities with full force so that you will build a good career for yourself. Because fortunately or unfortunately, everything that has prepared you till now has prepared you through the explicit form. And you have to understand the implicit now. The implicit means cognitive science, the science of interpersonal relationship, and implicit learning. How do you drive your message through implicit learning, incidental learning? The biggest disruption and difficulty is for those who are employed. Just imagine home loans, education loans, a newly married life, uncertain employment scenario, marriage of children, plan for financial freedom after retirement, and whatnot. In the midst of all these, an uncertain workplace evolving as the pandemic comes to an end, how to manage or be managed, how to handle the new mindset and the paradigm shift from the old to the new that the companies are demanding. They are demanding results. The answer lies in understanding and mastering the new requirement, understanding people through cognitive science, understanding the basics of implicit learning, understanding communication and engagement through presentation mastery. This is a big challenge because you are going to be giving your monthly report to your bosses on the online platform. You are going to be negotiating deals with your customer on the online platform. You are going to be giving instruction to your subordinates on the online platform. You are going to be collaborating with your colleagues on the online platform. Most work has gone remote. Now you need to know how to hold the attention of your audience in a very purposeful manner so that you can be seen as a capable and effective manager, peer, subordinate, or superior. That brings us to trainers. Earlier training was all done in the classroom, but with digitalization and the pandemic, that has either totally stopped or is slowly fading away. You cannot depend upon it to bring you the required revenue that is needed to run your family and secure your and your family's future. But the good news is that London, Paris, New York, Tokyo, because of the world going online, is just a mouse click away. And a distinct certainty for anyone who wishes to blow global with their training skills. But the bad news is that trainers and coaches are facing a severe challenge. The challenge of poor attendance. Hardly 10, 15, 20 people come to the programs on the online platform. Quality of people attending is very poor. Very, very poor. More often than not, people come just to spend time and not to learn anything. Inability to monetize the program. I have seen good programs go begging for 99 rupees and 199 rupees. Only because nobody is willing to pay. There is a severe Zoom fatigue going on. Trainers are unable to hold the attention of their participants and audience because their expertise was all on the offline and online. They are finding it very difficult and they thought it was the same. Inconsistent and poor earning is the undoing of many trainers' family. Unable to go international and earn big. You'll be very surprised to know that on the international platform, the earning is very, very high. To create and conduct programs, you have to appeal to the subconscious by understanding cognitive science. How do you create programs which appeal to the subconscious? How do you communicate with, engage your audience through implicit teaching strategies, where your audience will be glued to you throughout your presentation? And above all, how do you hold them spellbound through presentation and online delivery techniques? These are questions which are plaguing trainers today. You'll be surprised to know what Glassdoor, the corporate platform for earnings, says. A freelance trainer in India earns approximately 15,319 rupees. As per Glassdoor, a freelance trainer in India earns around 15,319 rupees a month, whereas that is equal to $200 a month, whereas a same freelance trainer, if he could give his program abroad, would earn $52,922 a year, which amounts to $4,500 odd a month, which amounts to 3.3 lakhs per month. Digest it if you can. Where is 15,000 rupees a month doing it offline in a classroom, restricted to the geography of your town or city? And where is 3.3 lakhs per month doing it on the online platform, on the international arena? Because today, London, Tokyo, Frankfurt, New York is just a mouse click away. All that you require is that expertise of understanding cognitive science, implicit learning, and how to create a mind-blowing program. That brings us to the retired and the informed elders. I know many of you must have smiled when I had said that there is a new opening now for retired people and informed elders. Do you realize that the real knowledge in the world is with the elders? And they are the ones who are the most ignored, lonely, and disrespected today. Why? Because they are considered a burden and a waste. They don't even earn anymore. They don't have anything to do or occupy them to fill up their loneliness. They keep calling other members of the family. They can't help physically. They need attention. They need respect. They need admiration, which no one is willing to give. These same people, when they were young, everyone was running around them. Is their only solution to spend the rest of their life with other old people ignored by the family, like all these other people? No, my dear friends. That is not necessary. Just imagine how nice and meaningful their life will become in the sunset years if they could use the understanding of cognitive science and implicit learning techniques and best online presentation practices to give presentations online the way I do and earn substantially. I'm 65. I retired over 5 years back. And I earn more than what I used to earn as a CEO in multinational companies during the peak of my career. I've been a CEO for 26 years out of my 45 years of experience. But my earning today on the online platform far surpasses what I used to earn at that time. I keep myself busy. I don't have to go looking for people to spend my time with. I don't have time. I have the admiration of people. I have the respect of people. I have a huge community. I have a community of 75,000 people created because of my training programs. And this means even my family members have started respecting, admiring me because they find that here is a man who led a life of dignity throughout, and now in his sunset years, he is even more dignified than what he was earlier. And above all, I'm getting a chance to share my knowledge with the world. Just imagine at 65, I have got over 45 years of experience, which is invaluable. What is the sense in letting it waste? Life is all about choices. We can deny the current realities by sticking to our comfort zone or start availing our opportunities and take action. We all know that there is the early bird that catches the worm. We can become that early mover, take the first mover advantage and get ahead of everyone else in life. Anyway, by 2025, everything is going to go digital and everyone will have to learn cognitive science and implicit learning techniques. If you are among those few who start early, you can make money at the comfort of your home, with your family, safe from all the dangers out there. And that is possible with Diplome the Master Trainer. Welcome to the world of Diplome the Master Trainer, a course founded on the principles of cognitive science, which is a combination of philosophy, linguistics, anthropology, neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and psychology. Everything that you need to know about life and how to handle it is what the science of cognition is. Cognitive science, the father of all sciences. And then implicit learning. How inputs are collected, transformation is made, and converted into an output. Diplome the Master Trainer will teach you the science of learning to the community of inquiry as propounded by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer in 2001 with Bloom's taxonomy, which was propounded under a committee by Benjamin Bloom in 1954. With the taxonomy of cognitive learning, which came in 2000. And finally, nudge theory, for which Richard Thaler got his Nobel Prize in 2011. This is the science of learning which you will learn in Diplome the Master Trainer. The program architecture consists of conceptualization, how to conceptualize a topic, whatever the topic may be. How do you conceptualize it? How do you structure and what architecture do you adopt to create a stunning opening, body and closing with the languaging necessary to ensure that the subconscious of the audience is primed. The program is compacted with primacy and recency effect. The baiting and the looping ensures that all the questions arising in the mind are answered. The program through slicing and compacting, and finally, everything is driven into the subconscious by implicit learning techniques. That means that even the audience will not be aware that you have anchored the knowledge in them. You will be taught instructional designing like the neuroscience of learning. How do you conduct a need analysis? How do you demystify cognitive bias? What is a narrative grammar? What are the audio-visual fundamentals to drive a program successfully on the online platform? How do you write a proposal to drive your objectives? And finally, what is the preparation of a facilitator guide which brings you to an effective delivery? Training of the voice, fluency, articulation, intonation, and engagement form the part of the delivery module by which you will be delivering on the online platform, be you an unemployed looking seeking employment, a trainer, coach, or mentor, a professional, or an elderly person who is interested today in getting back into circulation, making money, being respected, being cared for, and utilizing the knowledge which he has within him. That brings us to marketing. What are the essentials of marketing? How do you market yourself, your product? How do you sell without spending money? How do you master the social media, and how do you attain subject matter expertise status within your community? What are the strategies that you adopt to break into corporates? How do you strategize your growth timeline? How do you build a community around you so that you will be safe in the comfort of like-minded people? And above all, how do you build value for your program? Additional information which you will be taught are the pitfalls of the online platform. Like every platform or every communication facility, the online platform too has pitfalls. What are those pitfalls? What is the technology which drives it? How do you groom yourself for both these? And finally, what is the etiquette which is required? In addition to being taught all these things, you will have the benefit of hands-on practice for over 100 hours to master the learning under the watchful eye of the faculty and the coordinators. Diplome the Master Trainer course is from 15th of April 2022 to 2nd of September 2022. A total of 240 hours, not one, not two. You will be attending the course for 240 hours. On Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the night. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the night. Sunday, 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the night. And Wednesdays are optionals for practice sessions, 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. That means 240 hours, 3 days a week with an optional day, Wednesday. If you want, you can join the group and practice. And it will be for 5 months from April 15 to 2nd September. Each and everything about cognitive science, about the online platform, about implicit teaching techniques will be taught to you. You will be made an absolute master. You will get life membership as a DMT alumni. Already there is a very big group of DMT alumni of 48 people who are doing the current program, that is Diplome the Master Trainer Batch 1. People who are all leaders in their respective field. You will join with them as an alumni. There will be group learning. As it is 4 days a week, there will be group learning during the program. Even after that, the group learning will continue. You will be getting a template for effective implementation of everything that you learn. The entire video recording of the program will be given to you. Entire video recording will be given to you. You will be receiving a certificate which will declare you to be a master trainer. A certificate which will be invaluable for you on the international platform. Above all, you will be networking with like-minded people and working with them. For those select few who will show extreme interest in developing themselves, lifelong free admission to all Diplome the Master Trainer courses in future. Lifelong, the entire course you can attend for free every year. Opportunity to work with me as a faculty member in my future courses. First preference for all training and consulting assignments that come to me. You will be getting an opportunity to work with me as a consultant in my team. All gold member courses will be promoted by VAC Solutions without cost. If you prepare a course, it will be promoted and spread within a community of 75,000 people who constitute my community. It will be distributed free of cost, and VAC Solution facility and platform will be available to gold members at a discounted price. And what does all this cost you? Reinventing your world, becoming successful in your world, becoming a master of cognitive science and implicit teaching, and creating a lifelong safety net under you against all sorts of disruption is going to cost you a one-time payment of 60,000 rupees. If you want to pay in installments of 5 months, 15,000 rupees each, 75,000. All that you need to do is register with 2,000 rupees and the payment you can make the balance before the course. Early bird discount of 5,000 is available if the full amount is paid by 10 March 2022. Then the total fees, including registration, is only 55,000. In other words, one-time payment is 60,000. Installment wise, if you pay in 5 months, 15,000 each, 75,000. Registration is 2,000. You can deduct this registration amount from the total fee structure. If you register today and pay before the 10th of March, the balance amount, you will get a further reduction of 5,000 rupees, in which case the fees will become 55 for you. The link for the registration will be posted in the chat window. There will be a Razor Pay and Google Pay number for Indians, and PayPal link for international participants to pay the equivalent in American dollars. For international participants to register, the amount is $26. If you want to discuss further, please post your WhatsApp number in the chat box. I'll get back to you. My contact number is 93840-97866. Welcome to Diplome, the Master Trainer. Your life is not going to be the same anymore. I'm posting the links in the chat box. Those of you interested in doing this program may kindly register and take advantage of the program and rebuild your life anew. The link has been posted. If anyone wants to talk to me, they can put their WhatsApp number in the group. I will reach out to them. The Razor Pay number thing, the Razor Pay you can use. Okay, Mr. Niranjan, I will send you the bank account number. You can put your WhatsApp number here. I will send you the bank account number. You can neft it. Am I clear, Mr. Niranjan? Any questions? I'm ready to take any questions that you may have. Yes, Mr. Niranjan, you can put your WhatsApp number. I will reach out to you.
Mr. Arun Subramanyam, can I speak?
Who is it?
I am Ashok Kumar.
Please speak, Mr. Ashok.
Congratulations. Yours is a very erudite, very informative and intellectual, content-rich curtain raiser for the program.
Thank you, sir.
You know that all of your points are well taken in terms of influencing us, inspiring us, and things like that. But you know that in present days, online training is not all about inspiring or giving erudite content to the learners. It has to be interactive using technology, tools, and techniques. This session was primarily to influence and inspire us. I wish you had also used some of these techniques and methods which will be in the Master the Training program to showcase your own methods of online learning and teaching.
The point is well taken, Mr. Ashok.
So the question is, in today's context, people don't listen through well-prepared content and well-prepared speeches. So that doesn't give us enough, curtain raiser to the design of your own program, which I'm sure you will do it in another session to give us the necessary confidence.
Mr. Ashok, I will not be giving those on any of my introductory webinars because the introductory webinar is of a very, very heterogeneous group. We really do not know how many people are there in this platform who are seriously interested in this. But yes, your point is well taken.
Anyway,
Obviously,
fair enough. That's your choice.
Just,
fair enough.
No, just Mr. Ashok, wait.
Hmm.
I listened to you patiently. Give me the, privilege of talking to you. I fully take your point. Please give me your number. I will see to it that the techniques which we teach are reached out to you so that you will be, made aware of how implicit learning is driven.
Okay, thank you.
And I have got a community of 48 members currently doing the program. I will definitely invite you and show you what it is we do so that, you will be convinced about the validity of what I'm saying.
Because, for retired people, as you rightly said, it becomes a difficult choice to invest money. Today, everybody is into train the trainers program. So it becomes difficult for senior citizens to invest money to learn at this age. Of course, we are doing things in our own way. We have got our own skill sets, and we also qualify ourselves through many other certifications. But to spend this kind of money, it's always a decision making has to be based on objective facts.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your point is very well taken. Your point is very well taken. And you see, we have got here people who are from the level of sort of the society that you belong, I can see one Mr. Anil Goswami. I can see his. Mr. Anil, are you there on the platform?
Don't take me wrong. I just
No, I'm not taking
voiced
you
an
wrong.
opinion.
I'm
That's
just.
all. I just voiced an opinion.
Can you just spotlight Mr. Anil? Yes, sir. Mr. Anil Goswami, will you come on the? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Anil. He is a
Yes, sir.
member. Yes, Mr. Anil. Can you please introduce yourself to Mr. Ashok?
Yeah. I am Anil Goswami. I retired as additional chief engineer. I am civil engineer, and I had, a lot of experience, lot of skill sets also. But the way I am learning a lot of things, so I also wanted to become trainer because earlier I had been working mostly in field area. I didn't get opportunity to work as a trainer. But for the last almost 5 to 6 months, lot of value I have added. I am telling very honestly and very sincerely. So, and I am blessed. I am thinking now that I'll be able to, showcase myself. So because not only the implicit learning, but there are so many other tools also we are learning.
Thank you so much.
And also we have a group of people, buddy system, that we are exchanging our, our knowledge to each other every day in the evening, depending upon your convenient time, your comfortable time, and a lot of value is being added. Thank you so much. So, and I think I can assure anybody who joins this course, so will get, definitely. I am also of your age, so maybe I am senior to you. I am plus 70 now. So already.
Mr. Manutosh Hauladar, you are there. He has put a message for you, Mr. Ashok. See, I am not trying to sell this product.
That's your business model. So anyway, thank you so much.
See,
That's your business model.
No, it's not a business model. It is, I'm telling you, because yes, I do charge, but when you come into the program, you'll realize that 60,000 rupees is peanuts for it. The way, 240 hours of commitment requires a different level of application, Mr. Ashok. It requires a different level of application, and it is not one person who is going to do it. It is going to be a faculty of people. The faculty comprises of Mr. Siddharth Venkatraman, who is among the top 10 people in the world on LinkedIn marketing. Mr. Jyotinath Balaji, who is the co-founder of AdPhoenix, the digital marketing company which does digital marketing for Flipkart and World Bank. You see, it's going to be a battery of people who are going to be conducting the training.
Okay.
And you see, this was started in March 2020 after the pandemic. This company did not, Back Solution did not exist before then. I was the CEO of Orca Healthcare before that. I have been a CEO for 26 years of national multinational companies. And when I found there was a huge disruption, and that is when I decided that we will have to start doing something. And there is going to be a huge battery of people, the coordinators who are going to be working with all the members of the, the DMT program. I will definitely satisfy all your queries.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm bound, whether you join or not, I'm bound to satisfy your queries.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I will definitely satisfy
Thank you.
Please, you have given your number, I will reach out to you. Have you given your number, Mr. Ashok?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I am from Bangalore.
Okay, great. I'm also in Bangalore.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, any other questions? Be open. Don't worry about asking anything that you want. Whether you join or not is secondary. I can see a number of people, Mr. Ashok Goyal, Dr. Pranjal Kumar Fukan. Yes. Do you all have any question, or you have all given your number? Ramesh Shanmugam. If there is no more questions, can we close the program for the night? Thank you, friends. Good night. Mr. Arun Rajaram. Do you have any questions, Mr. Arun?
Yeah, just one question, sir. I
Yes.
just want to know, in case if any people who want to start as a new trainers,
I couldn't get you. Your audio is a bit disturbed.
yeah, in case we want to start our profession as a trainer, how we can well leverage
This is the course which I told you now, for those people who are interested in a new employment or becoming a trainer. You see, training earlier used to be done on the offline platform, face-to-face, one-to-one. But today, it is all gone online. Like Mr. Ashok Kumar very rightly pointed out, it is not a question of delivery anymore. It's a question of engaging an audience. It's a question of, self-learning. The community of inquiry, as promoted by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer, lays stress on three aspects for online learning. One is cognitive presence, the other is a teaching presence, the third is a social presence. What Mr. Ashok Kumar was talking about was a combination of social and teaching presence. What are the techniques you adopt to drive a self-learning behavior in the audience? How do you stimulate their interest? On the offline platform, in the explicit learning methodology, the teacher stands at the head of the room, delivers information, and he or she tests the student on their retention and recall possibility. That is how intelligence is evaluated. But no more, because now this explicit thing has been blown. Last 2 years, there has been no school, and we are all slowly moving into a hybrid learning model. That means now the teacher has to be a facilitator who will drive learning by stimulating the interest of the student to go and learn. Instead of serving the information, the teacher will now have to point the finger, stimulate the interest at periodic intervals, and assess the student in being able to dig out the information and learn it. This is what implicit learning and or incidental learning all about. Throw back your mind to when you were a child. No one sat with you and taught you all the things that you learned. But by the age of 5, already 80% of everything that you know now had been ingrained in your mind. And you learned it on your own by seeing, by questioning, by understanding, and by relating things. That is implicit learning. Man has evolved over these millions of years. Where were schools and colleges when he was in the Stone Age? But still, the mind evolved, the brain evolved. He evolved, he learned. He passed on the information. And it is that constructivist behavior of the mind, adding to information after information to each block, and the formation of schemas within the mind, which has brought you to where you are today. So it is all there in you. All that you need to know is learn how to do it and succeed. It is the ideal time to become a good trainer, because in the name of trainers, there are many trainers who are suffering because they are unable to break away from what they have learned earlier as a classroom trainer. The brain, the mind, is a rigid organ. It doesn't want to change. And they are finding it difficult to change. If you were to learn now how to train, you can take the world by the storm. It's a wonderful opportunity. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for clarifying.
And what's your name?
Arun Kumar.
Arun Kumar. You can put your number and we will have further discussion if you want.
Yes, sir. I made it already.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, who is it?
Good evening, sir. This is Sandhya from Abu Dhabi. I had put something in the voice in the chat box also. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, madam. Tell me.
Yeah, sir. I just want to check, like normally in all the project or all the courses, we have some assignments and projects. So we will have the same for this also.
You will have, I think you are Mrs. Rajalakshmi's friend, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
You ask her, she will tell you what goes on. She's a chartered accountant, you know her.
Correct. Yeah. So because I am already enrolled in some other courses, so I have.
I can tell you, madam, if you are expecting it to be a cakewalk, this is not the place. I'm telling you. There is real work involved in learning and mastering it. Yes, one assurance I can give you that I will be next to you, beck and call 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When I say that you will be a DMT alumni for life, what it means is, I will be there for you whenever you want. You can ask Mrs. Rajalakshmi. She is doing this program. You can ask her, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Hear it from the horse's mouth, not from the stable hand's mouth. I'm only the stable hand.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
I can tell you, ma'am, this will change your life like nothing ever has. That is one guarantee I can give you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think it's too late in my life, at 65 years, to be talking rubbish.
So this is Prasad from Bangalore, sir. Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Yeah. I just have a small query. Now,
yes,
once a person enrolls for the program, okay, and in case due to some exigencies, he's not able to attend some sessions. So how do we catch up with that missed out sessions?
You see, you are going, number one, see, let me tell you. See, you are going, see, it is not possible, Mr. Prasad, for you to attend all the classes.
Right.
Let us be very clear about it.
Okay.
Okay. It is absolutely impossible.
Right.
Because 5 months, 4 days a week, if you are going to tell me that you are going to be attending all classes, I will start pulling my hair. What you do is your business.
Right.
You are not going to be able to attend.
Yes.
So what we do is, you see, we have this, there is a hand-holding session. Every Wednesday is optional.
Yeah.
You can come every Wednesday. All the people will be meeting. Like, there are 48 members of DMT1.
Right.
They've already done.
Okay.
Their course is ending on 10th of March. There are only around about 7-8 classes left, out of which 3 are social media mastery and 2 are, 1 is LinkedIn mastery.
Yeah.
Okay. And 2 are marketing. So you see, after that, that course will end, but then the classes continue. That is, they meet literally every day under the leadership of, there are 2 people, 3 people, 4 people were there. 3 of them are very active. One Miss Suma Rao, who is a startup specialist.
Yeah.
She is very active. She is leading. Mr. Atul Vij, who is a lead consultant from McKinsey's. I think nothing comes bigger than that in the world of consulting.
Right.
He's a lead consultant for McKinsey's. He is that. And then Nitika Arora, with Harvard Business School background, she is there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Under her, along with them, we have got Ms. Lakshmi Bai, who is an educationalist of repute and a consultant to many educational institutions.
Yeah.
Along with her is Mr. Rajendra Sapre, co-founder of 2 technology company, and expert in IoT from IIT Bombay.
Okay.
Along with them is the systems administration expert, Mr. K.B. Balachandra. Along with them is Mrs. Sujata Balaji, who is an educationist from Hyderabad. All these leadership, the classes are continuing every day.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Great.
And this will continue.
Okay.
Once their course is over, some of them may take leadership and do it, or the new batch which will come from that leaders will evolve. In other words, the alumni will continue.
Right.
There are 7 days in a week. 4 days are already accounted for by the faculty.
Yeah.
Balance 3 days, there will be leadership people who will come join together and work.
Okay. Wonderful.
There is absolutely no way, Mr. Prasad,
Yes.
you will lose out on any information.
That would be
Even
great.
after that, if you lose,
Yeah.
if you are willing to believe the word of a 65-year-old,
Yes.
I will teach you personally.
I know that, sir. I know that. Yeah.
Mr. Prashad,
Yes, sir.
so please, can I take a minute, please?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
So
sure, sir.
My the answer to your question, my mother passed away.
Okay.
She was 93, and I missed a couple of classes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went to Arunji, and 1-to-1, he coached me. And all
great.
my buddies, they, it was sort of hand holding. And
Very nice.
I can assure you.
Yes,
And
sir.
some of us will also maybe with the permission of Arunji, and they will volunteer and they will continue. And person like Ashokji, I will love to, have spend 2 hours, 3 hours with him. So whenever he needs me, some person they will volunteer also, like buddy system. It is a sort of, you can say, cooperation, co-elevated,
Collaborating. Absolutely right. Yes, yes.
type thing. And we are all enjoying now. It's not
Wonderful.
a question of, we are all enjoying, helping each other and learning a lot of things. And in the society also, we are getting a lot of respect when people know that this man knows this is this.
Right.
So I was totally raw hand. Now I am very good in PowerPoint, very good in LinkedIn, very good in video forming, very good in audio, and very good. I don't say top class, but much better in presentation.
Yeah.
Making slides, how to make whatever it is told. So every day, we are excited. And my life, personally, I'm saying, my longevity of life has increased. Emotionally, I am happy. Physically, I get more energy. I feel so happy when I'm learning more and more. This is what I want to convey. And this phase, what I am thinking, I am also a retired person.
Yeah.
This is nothing. It is a peanut before the value we are getting. So big value we are getting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Anil. I could make out from the passion which you're displaying on the screen. I can understand how much value it has added to you.
Mr. Prashad, you give your number.
Sure.
I will send you snippets of the program. I'll send you the testimonials. And if
you're there. I have your number. I have saved it on my mobile. I got the link to this program because I don't know how you got my number. I keep getting your messages. DVV Prasad.
Can you give me your number? Can you give me your number in the chat box?
Yeah, sure. And then
what is your name? DVV Prasad.
Prasad, yeah.
Okay.
And also I got information about this program from Pooja.
Okay, Miss Pooja Bakshi.
I think so, yeah, because she's with everything disc, I think.
She's one of the members of DMT1.
Yeah.
She's a consultant for MSME and startup.
Yeah.
And they are among the top, pharmaceutical machinery manufacturers in India.
Okay.
From Bombay.
Right.
So you see, there are very, very qualified, erudite people in this program.
Right.
There are, really, I'm telling you, we are very fortunate that we have built an excellent community.
Yeah. That's good.
That is very important. Everyone should be able to help each other.
Correct.
That is very important. See, it is not a question of 60,000 or 75,000.
Absolutely.
It's something called, there are two things, Mr. Prashad.
Yeah.
You can look at the price of a product or you can look at the value it gives.
Yeah, absolutely right. Correct.
It's very essential to understand in these days.
Yeah.
The value of something.
Right.
Yes.
And also I just want to know just one question.
Yes.
How much importance is being given to that instructional design part? Because now
earlier
we used to give hard copies of the participant guide. Now I think everything is going to be sent online and as a PDF document where they can actually type in their responses. So
see, I'll tell you, the instructional design part consists is a very, instructional design is one of the legs on which your presentation stands.
Right.
You can't ignore one of the legs and expect the table to stand erect.
Correct. Absolutely right.
You see, conceptualization is one thing, constructing is one thing, and delivery is one. Instructional design is the fourth leg.
Correct.
You can't ignore it. It's very important.
Yeah. And all the course materials will be given in the form of a soft copy, I suppose.
No, we will give you in the form of a video.
Okay.
Total video will be given. You see, soft copy, Mr. Prashad, touch your heart and tell me how many people read it.
Not at all.
Then what is the use? we are just making a fool out of ourselves by saying that
Correct.
I have received soft copy.
Right.
But you will get full video. Second thing is, this alumni will ensure that you work together every day. That is more important,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Right. Right. Absolutely right. Very right. So that's how the learning
You see,
takes
even
place.
if you miss out on a couple of days,
Huh.
every day people are going to meet. Once or
Yeah.
twice you will miss.
Yeah.
Then, automatically it will become a routine.
Correct.
What you do regularly becomes a habit.
Habit. Absolutely right.
As they say in Bhaja Govindam, Satsangatve Nitsangatvam, Nisangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve Jivan Mukti. When you are in the company of like-minded people, you develop yourself like that.
Correct. Correct.
So you see, when you are going to be with all these people sitting and doing it, automatically, you will grow into a top flight cognitive science practitioner
Yes.
and an implicit teacher.
Right.
And this will help you in every field of your life, be it in your domestic, social, or professional field.
Right. Absolutely right. Wonderful. I'll connect with you. And then this course fee, it's excluding GST or including GST? Because when we are making a
This
payment.
is all including GST. You see,
GST.
I'll tell you, as of now, the last time I gave, it was in a different company.
Okay.
So there was GST there. But in Back Solutions, it's a US-based company, so there is no GST.
Okay.
But we are now finding out whether GST is required here.
Right.
If GST is required, we will give you a GST invoice so that you can claim the GST benefit. But you will not be required to pay extra GST for it.
Right. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Clear?
Thank you, Mr. Arun. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? Okay, then we are closing for the day. Thanks a lot for coming.